I call the Drainage Board meeting for February 24th to order, 2026. Start with the prayer and then the pledge. Lord Jesus, we ask you to come this day and guide us in the county business. Bless our country, bless our county, bless our decisions. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have no claims to approve. Approved minutes. We don't need to approve the minutes.
Move we approve the minutes as presented.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay.
Okay, Kenny. Okay, we'll move on. We have no claims, so we'll move on to old business. Is Crane Pond, Buffalo Branch, Window Creek.
On the Crane Pond down at 13th Street in Buffalo, there's a county tile sits underneath Buffalo. It's a 12-inch tile. Did you say it's put in 41 or it's on the books in 41?
58's when I seen for this work order for them to work on, it was 58.
Yeah, so anyway, it's in very bad shape, and our family is the only one that drains into it right now. And so
You don't sign this.
we're asking for permission to put an 18-inch in on the west side of Buffalo going north. And I'd like to leave it a county tile, even though we're putting it in to, hoping you guys will support us if the city comes out that way.
Putting it in at your cost or ours?
Ours. Is that the right answer?
Yep. Like that idea.
You're not wanting the city to hook into it, or at least without permission.
We want to get there before they decide to run a water line or a sewer line or something. So they have to go above us or below us. And I feel like it being a county tile, we might be able to get more support from the board.
I don't have a problem.
So we need a motion on this.
And to the south, or to the north side of 9th Street. Yeah, it was worded in the work order.
Getting rid of the old one?
Pardon?
You gonna smash the old one?
No.
It's in the
It's
center
under
line
the
of the
pavement.
road.
Oh, it's in the,
The whole thing's under the pavement.
Yeah.
It's even difficult to work on.
we'll leave that to Dave when it goes.
But, yeah, I guess when the road falls in, we'll smash it. But,
Yeah, Dave will then. Dave.
In the county will, the city will.
yeah. Yep.
I move that we allow Kate's Family Farms, or what is it,
Yes.
to put in a new Buffalo Branch off the Crane Pond tile at their cost. And as long as they put it in under our guidance and specifications, we'll continue maintaining it as a county tile, right? Right?
Yep.
Oh, do I got a second? Kenny seconded.
Okay.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I'm on one.
I got you, Kenny. Okay.
You want me to go on to the L.E.T. now, or you have time for that?
Yeah, go ahead. Because you got guys out there on the site, so.
Yeah, I gotta leave at 11:30, so. I'm gonna take all the static and all the blame. We can't blame it on the board, we can't blame it on Raymond. I'd like to blame it on somebody else, but I gave permission to the campgrounds down there to add on to the end of the Elliott. And I think, Mary, did you print out my notes that
Did
I
they all
made
have a copy?
in 18?
Yes, they all have a copy of them.
Those notes that I gave Mary were notes that I wrote in my phone in 2018, where the board approved that the campground could hook on if we decided to let them. So after several discussions this summer, they agreed to pay the full amount that the farmers have paid all along for this tile. And it's only strictly stormwater, because the Fairmount Board is giving them static to get their stormwater out of their sewer. So their sewer is still gonna go to Fairmount. And then Andy Rickner's putting in drains to let the stormwater come to the Elliott. And so they put a little over $8,000 in October to pay for their share of the Elliott tile. And so Andy is adding on to the 15 where we dead end the 15. He'll put a 12 on, probably half or 2/3 of the way to 26. And then he's hooking back on to the 8 that goes underneath 26. And so I asked him if he's going to look into, see if he'll put a 12-inch riser in the side ditch of 26 in case we ever have to put a camera in. We have a 15-inch manhole on the north edge of Lofton's property that we can get a camera in. And so if it works out, I'd like to have a hole to put a camera in 26's side ditch. I don't want it out in Lofton's fields to where they have to farm around it, but I'd like to, we'll see how many fiber optics in the side ditch if that works. So I just,
Do we know what kind of sheet that 8-inch is that goes under 26? Any idea?
0, no. I'm assuming very poor, because there's no way it could be working, because the 12 is underneath the fence row, underneath two, it's under a lot of mulberry. And so I don't see any way. Only thing I asked Andy to do, he would like to get a little closer to the fence row. I asked him not to get closer, to try to stay out as far as we are, just so them roots don't come out to us. And then I said, and I don't know, I need to get with Lofton's and Merrill, whether we run a ditch machine down between the mulberries and the new tile, just to cut the roots off to give us another 5-10 years. I'm talking a year from now before we'd have time to run it down there, but that's just an idea I have. So,
Is Lofton where how far you're gonna be out in this field from the fence?
yeah, this is James and Patricia here. And so they're my bodyguards today. Oh, yeah.
He was wondering what you were doing last week.
Yes. But yeah, no, because I assume I've told him everything I've told you, I think, right?
So does the 8 go under 26?
Yes. And we have known all along that the 8 went under 26 and it drained Phil Wright's property and David Fox's property. Phil Wright's turned all his tile around and is pumping it under 9 and going west. When we started this project, we talked, Dave Fox said, I'm not interested in coming your way at all. I don't want to participate. And so when we came up with this dollar figure of $576 an acre that everybody paid, we did not have any money in there to cross 26, because that's another 60 to 80,000. So when we started this project, we knew that nobody south of 26 wanted to be hooked on. So we have zero money in there for that. So that's,
But the current landowners don't want to hook on.
no.
But in the future, it could be if needed.
Well, right now, all there is left is David Fox, and is that 20 or 25 acres? It's not very much.
I don't know what it is. Well, I think there's more than that.
Is there?
I think there's more than that. I would say 40 to 50, but, you know,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, he wrote me a letter.
But you see what I'm saying? In the future, somebody might want to hook onto it.
Yeah.
And that's a possibility.
But
Well,
only thing I'm saying-
you'd have to replace the 8, so it wouldn't really matter.
yeah, but they would have to withstand the cost of the boring.
Right.
I don't think $60,000, $80,000, you can probably want to find a different direction.
Yeah.
We've been that route. We know what it costs.
Yeah.
So we need a motion to give him permission to go ahead. And then Raymond, we need to add the campgrounds to assessment roll, right?
Do you have any objections you want to speak?
As long as that diagram we showed is what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
You can speak, you just can't vote.
Yeah. No, I've got to abstain, but
Yeah. I move that we allow the campgrounds to hook onto the Elliott tile at the agreed upon cost to the campground and to continue it on to 26.
Yeah. He won't quite get to 26, but pretty close.
Well, but if you gotta go, you wanna go there to put a manhole in, you might
Yes.
have to go
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah. We're gonna do that at the Cates's expense, the manhole.
Kenny Gates.
Yeah.
When this project started, this week, 26 didn't want to participate. They don't need to participate now.
Yeah, that's what Wendell said.
Even in my notes, I put in there, the train's already left the station, they can't get on. I think that was Kenny's line,
So
so.
do I got a second?
Reaching.
Yeah, I second.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? One abstention?
Yes,
So
abstain.
that, Kenny on WebEx. Again, I got a call down here in Florida on this thing. And I didn't know who it was. And it was a guy that called me. And I told him to call Mary. Raymond must have engineered this. And there wasn't communication between Raymond and Mary on this project. Now, there has to be. They have to communicate. So if they're not gonna communicate, somebody we don't need.
Kenny, I'm gonna take all the blame for that.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault.
It's all my
Wendell
fault.
Wendell said it was his fault for not informing nobody, so Wendell kinda took the hit on that. It wasn't Raymond's fault
Yeah.
or Mary's or nobody's.
Yeah, we're good, Kenny.
And Raymond could inform Mary who this guy was.
We're good. We're all good.
I think we kind of left it when we did this all, that it was up to the landowners to let the campground hooked on, not
Yeah.
even our decision.
And that's exactly right, but.
Because you guys paid for it, we didn't.
But I shouldn't have taken it on by myself I might have talked to Mike once, but I should have talked to him and more.
But the other thing, you've never turned over that ditch back to the drainage board, have you?
Well,
Officially?
That's something we have to discuss.
according how you, when we talked to Jim, we need to turn it back over. when I talked to Raymond, I like Raymond's answer better. How's that? Raymond said we never took it away from the county. We just took it away long enough to construct it. And so it's never left the county's hands. So I like that language better than having to go through legal stuff to turn it back.
Yeah,
That's fine with me, but
the ditch was never turned over.
Yeah, we never abandoned it or
let them
anything.
work in the right of way, but we didn't turn them over. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I like Raymond's wording better. So,
So I can't tell everybody, I have to see the landowners, right?
right, that's the way I feel about it.
Okay.
You all right with that, Mike?
I'm fine with that. That was the understanding, but we can't have it both ways. And I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm saying, when we got done with the project, we as the people who sat on the board of the project said, we're turning it back over. Drainage board's gonna be in charge. They're gonna make the decisions. We're out of it. And then I keep hearing from people, well, now drainage board doesn't know anything about it. So we've gotta have a definitive decision on who is in charge of it. And I think it should be drainage board.
It would take a public hearing in order to vacate it.
To give it to us.
Yeah, we never had a
We never
public
did that.
hearing to vacate it.
And I'm totally fine with that, but
No,
we
it's-
just,
We just gave them permission to work in the right.
Right, so it's still under the drainage.
okay. So going forward, as long as everybody knows that it is the drainage board, it is the county's decision, then anybody asks me, I can tell them that and send them to you guys instead of trying to answer questions.
Yes.
Oh, are we good?
We're good.
Yep, we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Raymond.
Okay, the Stony Creek is not ready, so we're just gonna table that for now.
We're close.
Huh?
We're close. We'll have the assessment roll within, what, by the end of the week?
Should, yeah.
So you'll have it ready by next meeting.
Oh, yeah.
So we can just table till next meeting.
We've got the
Or
map.
if he's gonna have it ready by the end of the week.
Oh, pick the date, yeah.
If they think it'll be
Thank
ready.
you.
Can we go ahead and pick the date? Yeah, he said yeah.
Okay.
So what,
14th, would I have them by Monday?
Should, yeah, should be able to. As long as the computers keep working.
we
Well,
got elevator people.
There we go,
Yeah.
just changed this.
So what's the meeting date you got?
I have April 14th, May 12th, anything after that, May 26th. I just would really rather not do April 28th because we have the Crane Pond, we have 2 hearings for Crane Pond that day.
we still have many to go through for the year. The sooner the better, my perception. If we have more that we're still
So you
trying
wanna
to
go
get through.
April, what was it, April 14th?
14. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be my preference.
What do you do in the spring?
Well, I sit and riding.
No, I mean, what operation you run?
So do we need a motion for
So
this?
you can take time off.
Yeah, I don't
Plan-
know
plan that
how does it work, maybe because we already had set a date. So it'd be to change, the motion be to change the date.
Sure.
What date did we set it for?
I don't know. I was on.
Oh, no, my fault.
Yeah, her fault. That's it.
Yeah, Cindy's on.
Yeah.
Cindy had looked over
It's okay.
where the
Ain't
right.
nobody's fault, we all human, we all make errors,
Okay,
I'm
Richard,
making a step.
all of us.
March 31st.
Okay.
So
So what was the date in May?
April 14th.
April 14th. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Work for you, Gordon?
We could probably do the March. We could do the March.
I move that
I think
we,
she has time.
No, I don't have time to get the notices out.
go, they were talking about doing March, go ahead. I move that we change the date for the,
Stony Creek.
Stony Creek public hearing to April 14th after the conclusion of the regular session.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we're moving on to, Middle Fork Ditch. Trapper quote for $165.79, but it's in the red.
No, that's how much it's in the red, that's not the quote.
Oh, that's how much it's in the red.
You got it.
Here's your quote.
Here's the quote.
So the quote's $600 for 1 year contract. Trapping Middle Fork Ditch, and $150 for each beaver removed. And they will provide pictures and GPS locations.
How's he count,
It's in the red.
when he traps these, how's he count them?
Balance.
I mean, I ask, I've had some do it,
He's gonna have picture and GPS location,
well.
is what it says on the quote.
The reason I'm asking, because I had a trapper, and he got it where the female had them, so he cut it open.
And pay for all the babies.
No, I wasn't, I want to verify that, you know. If she'd had them, and he catched them, but she didn't have them.
Right.
So we got them before they got born. Just a matter of a point, you know, it makes it.
So what, you just need a motion to approve this then, so he can work on it?
Well, what's the 600 for?
That's his fee to go out and set them and maintain them. That's probably,
Charging 150
You
though.
wanna speak on it, John?
that's once he catches them, that's to kill them.
Ah, okay.
Do you wanna speak on this? This is your quote, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically 600 for me would be,
Come up and say your name.
Yeah, just come up, state your name and your address, and just for the record.
John Schomburg, 6685 East, 700 South, Jonesboro, Indiana, 46938. So the 600 is basically for me to be available for the whole year. And then 150 for each beaver removed.
That's 600 per year for the whole Middle Fork ditch
That's just the Middle Fork ditch.
for the rig.
Now, that's a different one, that's the next one comes.
Well, after that quote, I was told to give a quote for just the beaver dam at Rigdon. Which I didn't, I thought that was kind of ridiculous because I'm already doing it for the whole, why charge you guys extra to do that one little spot when the quote covered the whole thing?
Do you relocate them or do you eliminate them?
They're done.
Okay. Well, some of these people don't want to.
I'm not gonna get rich beaver trapping. I've been trapping beaver around this county for 20 years. At zero pay, you know, I'm basically losing money. I'm doing it because I help farmers out and I like to trap.
Okay, so on the Middle Fork, it's $600 and then $150 for each beaver.
Yes.
On the Rigdon beaver, just the beaver dam, it's just $150 per beaver.
Yeah, I don't.
Is that right?
Sure.
Okay.
Where's the money to be?
Yeah, I mean, I just had a question. It's not another $600 to have you on retainer?
No.
For the, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I was told after I did the whole Middle Fork, then I need to do that one location. I'm like, well, that's kind of redundant. I'm already covering the whole ditch.
What I thought.
I mean, I'll take more of your money,
Yeah.
or more of my money that I pay into the county and all that. But
There you go.
I had emailed John, and then I had emailed Wildlife Management, the gentleman's name we was talking earlier, Gordon.
Warlock.
Morlock. I talked to Morlock and I talked to Wildlife Control out of Kokomo,
I'm not sure.
and just getting prices to get a comparison for Middle Fork for the beaver dam. Well, we got Pipe Creek and other ditches. I was wanting a price from them for each location or for the whole ditch, because I didn't know what kind of prices we were going to get. This is just an information, what kind of prices they're charging so that we knew which one to pursue. And
Well,
the
we
one,
That's fine, but you gotta, all these prices have to go to the drainage board. You can't mess with bids or anything. That's what the attorney says. So what you gotta do is tell Mary so we can technically bid this out So we're not, you know what I'm saying? We have to bid to anybody, same with dredging,
This,
everything.
this wasn't for it was for a location to get a price for what they're charging. It wasn't for doing a job
I
because you guys
understand that, but it's
haven't.
still gotta go through the drainage board. It still does by law.
Okay, and if I would have brought these three to you and presented them to you, I would have been presenting the prices that they had supplied to us.
No, you
What is
can't,
wrong with them sending me the price to give to you versus?
because
them giving
you are
it?
the surveyor, you
And I-
are elected,
Mhm.
okay? So you can't say what work needs to be done and then say who does it. You can't even see that. You can't touch the bids or anything. That's state law by the lawyer. That's why you're elected and we're appointed. And I've explained this to you 3 times. You cannot have anything to do with these bids. It's gotta go through the drainage board.
Oh, I have read parts of the
Before-
Indiana code that says I do have to see.
Then you
these.
call Kyle Persinger and you get me a paper saying that, because that's not what he told me.
Okay.
And he's our lawyer.
But this is for information. It was not to give it to him to do. It was to give you prices to look at.
So you don't want us to bid on this or that? This is just information?
I haven't been, nobody said to spend money on Middle Fork. Middle Fork has no money in it, and if you spend money.
Right,
out
but
of
we
it,
did ask you, in your defense, we did ask you to try to find us a trapper.
That's
right.
what I was doing.
Right, but when you found all these different trappers, you should give it to Mary so we could have bidded it out to be fair to everybody. I mean, that's how we do it all. You have to be fair. It's same with dredging. We don't send it to 2 or 3 people. We send it to everybody that does dredging or whatever they do. I mean, that's the only way to be fair. And all I'm saying is you gotta give them to Mary so we can at least bid it out so we are covered
All right.
by the law. And I appreciate that, but that's what I say. We did ask you to try to find us some, but you need to give them to Mary, then we can bid them.
Okay.
And then you had 3, whatever, how many ever you had to, cause you're the only one knows if there's 5 trappers or how many ever you got. And then Mary will have to make a list. Every time we want trapping done on a different one, we can,
We had a list of contractors that was available to look at and see who the contractors were to get the information from, but I don't have it anymore. So these are the 3 trappers that I could come up with to check with.
well, I'm fine with this. And we can bid off, we can go ahead and get this, cause you know what I mean? But I just want you to go through the drainage board just so I'm covered
Yeah.
and the board's covered.
I've got a question for the board. This beaver, I've been doing it for years out here. For basically Zill. What's your guys' plan in the future? Is this something you're looking to take care of beaver trapping all over the county in all the ditches?
But yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it for years.
Yeah. That's what
Don't
I'm
do it
saying.
unless somebody comes in and says there's a problem.
Right. See, we
Well,
don't,
you can't do that because I have a license and I can deal with landowners. So what I'm saying is, what's
right, but the
your guys'
landowners,
intention?
the landowners come in and tell us they got a problem. And
Then we find somebody to
then
do
we
it.
find somebody to do it.
That's only time that you guys are going to be worried about it.
Yeah.
Do you have a special nuisance trapping license?
There's no, you don't have to have one in the state of Indiana.
I didn't know that.
Not
Yeah.
for
I
beaver.
was
They're
told,
used for pretty much anything now. The exception, endangered species, stuff like that, you get into a whole different thing. But used to, you had to have a nuisance license to trap out a season. And they abandoned that years ago just for the fact that, why the customer is going to have to pay somebody, a nuisance trapper come in and they have extravagant rates. They're making a living off of it. So they've done away with that. So now it goes under permission. I can go remove a beaver or a nuisance animal off of private property if I have their written permission. And I cannot possess that animal. It's got to be.
Oh, Raymond does get a lot of log jams. There's gotta be beavers there.
Well,
Here's another thing. That's a wild goose chase too. That's why I would talk to Raymond. I'm going, hey, am I responsible for checking this whole each ditch out and maintaining it and keeping an eye on it? He goes, no. If we have an issue, then we'll call you out. Because I've been on a lot of wild goose chases. someone sees water standing, they go, oh my God, there's 1,000 beaver on that ditch. And guess what? I go back there, it's a log jam.
Well, in pursuing this topic, I mean, we have Mitch Cook that works on Pipe Creek all the time, coming across beaver dams. How do we get him involved? Does Mitch get him involved when we find a beaver dam, or does it have to come to the drainage board to get him
Yeah, it
going?
slows everything down. Stops Mitch from working.
There's a very good chance that his trapping endeavors will be under $4,000, which
Right.
would be,
Which you could
I
do.
could approve.
Yeah.
So is that above and beyond the price of the dam? I mean, that's two separate expenses?
jobs.
Okay,
Yeah, how much they get paid to remove these dams?
depending on the jam and where they're at.
Just
how
curious.
big-
Just curious.
How big they are. It makes a big difference on location and how easy they can get to them.
And they
Believe me, I know.
that out.
I deal with the same location problems. You got farmers' fields, you got chisel pond fields.
Where you have a homeowner with a chain link fence.
Yeah, I ran into them all. So it's there's always an access issue. And that takes more time than catching the dag.
Yeah. And do we take,
Well, I'm confused. So let me clarify something, because I'm confused. And so if like me, let's use Mitch Cook and Pipe Creek.
Mhm.
If they come up on a beaver dam and it's under 4,000, Raymond can call. Mary has a list of 3 contractors, and John's included in one of those. Raymond can call and say, John, come trap this beaver, and he's good with the board.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
As long as it's below
Yeah,
$4,000.
that's why I wanted you to clarify for me.
Without doing a bid.
Yeah, without doing it. He just
Yes.
calls and says, hey,
He can
Mitch is
just call
stuck.
and say,
You know, we gotta get the
yeah,
beavers
we
caught.
gotta get the beaver out.
He can call John or those 3, just to be fair.
Right.
and
be
you want
done.
that done before the dams are removed or after the dams are removed?
I can
Before the
vouch for
beavers
this.
Go ahead.
I've dealt with this because the farmers out west would call me and say,
Yeah.
or anywhere, they say, hey, I got beavers out here. And I'm like, all right. And I go out there, the dam's tore out. Well, these beaver, they could either rebuild or they may go 2 miles down the
1
street.
mile down.
Right.
So here I am chasing some. I've got quite a contact list out west and even throughout the county. I'm like, guys, call me ahead of time. Let me get on them. And then, because that way it saves you guys money.
Yeah, that's what I always do about beavers. Like you say, they can move or they'll rebuild that dam. They're not gonna.
Yeah. And you don't, there's no
That's a
rhyme or
good
reason. There's no rhyme or
Okay.
reason.
So now, are we back to these quotes then? I appreciate you clarifying that. Or are these quotes, are these just an
It's
example?
information.
That's some information, what you
They're
said.
actual quotes for middle
Everything
fork.
that-
Okay.
Right. And like I said, I'm fine with this and just from now through
Okay.
them, but like now, if you gotta have one, you can okay it. 'Cause
Okay.
you're, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He is a registered contractor as well.
Yes, I've got all my paperwork.
so these 2 quotes, we just need a motion to approve them
Yep,
and he can go trap them.
yep.
You can do both of them even if that one,
Do I?
2 different titles in business.
is that what it is?
Yeah,
I would say scratch the single location. That's just costing you guys more money.
where is Rigdon Beaver Dam, where is the Rigdon tile at? Is it tied in the middle?
Where's the Rigdon Beaver Dam at?
Rigdon Tile goes into Middle Fork, just west of Rigdon, and the Beaver Dam is a little further west of that location. They're in the same mile.
So you'd be fine with just this middle fork and you'll take care of this in on the deal. It's still
Yeah.
trapped on, you'll.
This
The
600,
Rigdon Beaver Dam, you can scratch it, it would go under that hole.
yeah, that 600 is a whole
Yeah.
tile.
That's for me to take, that's for me to be available to you
Right.
guys to come out and trap
Right,
And then,
for
okay,
1 year.
for 1 year.
yep. And then,
And I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but I was heard you talking about, well, how's he gonna count beaver? I'm an honest guy. That's why I said GPS locations. When I catch that beaver, that photo has where I'm not gonna go catch beaver somewhere else, bring them
I know.
extra of them.
But the example I gave, the guy trapped that caught the mother and she hadn't had the babies yet.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's
You aren't gonna cut her open and count the babies.
no, you don't have to do that. It's kind of nice to know we caught them before she had the babies.
Right. And I want you guys to be aware, I understand the need to trap these out of season. I'm not that kind of person, but to help the farmers out in the draining issue, because we have a major problem out here.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just going to keep continuing. You have a flowing body of water, you never take care of all the beaver. Because I've trapped and trapped and trapped, and they come back.
Security.
So for $600 a year, you'll monitor Middle Fork ditch.
Not monitor. I'll be available to trap it if you guys have an issue with it.
Oh, okay. So for $600 a year, you'll be available to come to a location if we have another dam.
Exactly. And if,
So-
if you want me to monitor that and maintain that ditch, that's a whole different thing. I've got, that's every go check it every 2 weeks. That's a lot of time
Yeah.
for me to drive from where I live at, even in the same county.
But he knows what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
got the
And
access.
I'll back John. John's done work for us, and I'll back John. So that, what you're saying is that $600, if you call next week, he has to go do it on another dam on that whole open ditch. All right?
Yeah, on that ditch.
Yeah.
But
And
then,
then-
Is this boy a legal trapper?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I make a motion that we approve, estimate 002 from Barron Creek LLC for the Middle Fork ditch. He's on a $600 retainer and $150 for each beaver removed from Middle Fork ditch.
And that's a 1-year contract.
That's a 1-year contract, so it'll run from today to February 24th of 2027.
Second. We got both of them.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yes.
I got you, Kenny.
One other clarification. You're saying like any other ditch that like Cook runs into or the farmer calls me and says, hey, I've got beaver on this ditch. If it goes through,
Raymond can call, Raymond can call you and say, hey, I got a beaver out there, they got him, you gotta go
because
get
I
him.
have a lot of people asking me this question, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure.
per location, what will your fee be? I mean, if I call you and say.
Probably
yeah,
depends where it's at, right?
Yeah, and I'm not here to stick it to anybody. You
No,
know what
no,
I'm
I
saying?
just wanted to be in the open so that.
Yeah,
Well, so he would know too, so he would know how his 4,000 is gonna go for him.
yeah.
You gotta cut.
4,000
Or he
4,000 would catch a lot of beaver.
So what you're asking, John, is
Just
if,
for the beaver.
if Nathan has an open ditch and he calls you and says, I want to trap,
Cook them.
you want to know what the procedure is.
Yes.
I would say he's got to call Raymond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because see, I've got some, like, I live in Jefferson Township. We've got some beaver over there that I need to remove. Well, a lot of the farmers are like, I don't really want to get involved in the board
Yeah.
and all that because some of them are paying into the ditch fee, some of them
Yeah.
aren't. So I want to see where that goes.
Yeah, and so you just have to call Raymond, and Raymond has the ability to approve up to X amount of dollars.
And tell you if it's a regulated drain or not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying too. That I've heard that there's some
Yeah, right,
ditches that are under
Yeah.
that
That
are
don't have any
maintained
money in
under
them.
the board and some
right,
that
because
aren't.
there's no money in them,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
big learning curve for me. I just want to be clear, have it clarified that what's going on.
Thank you.
I think there's enough here to keep you busy.
Yeah.
I've been busy.
Hey, Raymond, this Rigdon tile, is that a trapper quote too?
That's the same
That's
We threw that one out.
that was the other part.
ditch, same location.
We don't have new business, we don't have other business. We got the Heimlich drain
Good.
discussion for the solar.
I think we're gonna keep him busy.
Nobody's here from the.
Well, yeah, the only thing, when Raymond and I spoke about this just briefly right before this meeting, but Jeff Gall called, and he's touched, just for clarification, he's
Oh,
at, that's Heimlich.
okay.
He's talked to Raymond, and he called late last week. He's on the top end of the Heimlich drain, which is where the solar panels are going, I guess, city, and just has a concern about his surface water that drains that drains over the top and through the Heimlich drain with the addition of the solar panels, adding surface water because it's going from it's going from cropland to solar panels. He also expressed a concern, and Jeff couldn't be here today, so I told him I just mentioned the board, but he also expressed a concern that he wasn't notified that much change was going to happen. I don't know if there really is a
Procedure.
rule, but, so I got, that's a question that I have is, when this stuff changes like this, it's from one absorption rate to another, what's the procedure? And And then the next question is, with that going from ag, from crops to a good absorption rate to solar panels, commercial, are we going to take the approach of changing that assessment from a drainage board from $1 to $5 an acre, whatever, to commercial like Bellevue?
Well, the board has thrown over hard surface runoff before. I don't know if that would apply to the solar panels or not, because it's,
What, have you ever done any looking, like, let's say cropland or bare dirt or dirt that can absorb something as a one factor, whatever that factor is of the absorption. And when it goes to solar panels or something that blocks the ground, does that change it by
We've never
2/3?
looked. Have we ever looked?
I don't know how to.
Yeah, but 1 to 6 inches is easier absorption.
Say that again?
1 to 6 inches. Grass absorbs more
Yes.
water than anything.
And then you had the forest rates, which
Yep.
they used to have less because they absorb better than farm
Right.
ground.
This is really the first time we're dealing with it,
Yeah.
this far.
As far as the solar, yeah.
And isn't this where they said that we gave them permission to make those roads or them crossovers? And they had to make.
Yes, they're
dig
by
up the
gas
pipe
and
and all that.
600. Yes.
And so, do you mind looking into that or doing some research on that?
Oh, no, as far as the rate or
Yeah.
absorption,
Well, yeah, because I don't,
it gets into
there's a lot of factors there.
yeah, then you got parking lots. Then you got
Well,
a church with a gravel parking lot.
and
You want to charge them a different rate because they got, that's
Well,
a different absorption.
yeah,
Or
and
do you stop splitting it up.
because we're all come into this on a Lomax sometime. Lomax absorbs Meyer and all them, and I assume they're just paying a
They've been
minimal fee. Yeah,
They're paying nothing.
yeah.
Because even the city, whether it's pavement or stone, you get charged the same.
Yeah,
But I think when you're talking about this many acres,
Oh, stone, you can't believe what I gotta pay a month.
pavement, stone, or rooftop.
300, hey, I pay $300 a month for where Lumbertown is for runoff.
but when you're talking about Gordon,
That's not
following.
water, that's
Yeah, I
just
think so.
runoff.
But when you're talking about this many acres that were changed from ag, from crop
Mhm.
to solar panels, what's that change? Because does the Pine Lake drain in the Long Branch?
yes.
Does that change that? And does that change,
It's gonna make the water get there quicker.
Yes.
But then if
How
you have
much
the
does
solar
the
panel, but
solar-
then you have grass.
What's under
underneath
the
it,
solar panels?
You went from a farm field to grass
So it might,
wash.
Is it grass?
Yeah.
Well, I can't,
And
I
how
don't
much
know.
do you wanna get into
So does it still
dissecting
absorb the
each
same rate?
parcel? I mean, you go dissecting in all different aspects, and then how many different rates are we gonna end up with? It needs to be fair on every assessment roll.
And how do we do that? So
Part of
Richard,
it with your hard surface or your commercial.
Okay,
well,
I put in a solar field, what's under it? What's under
Grass.
them okay, so does it still absorb at the same grass rate?
I don't know, because so I look at it as a house, as a roof on a house. If you have a gutter on a house, it sends all that water down to one spot. If you don't, you've seen houses that don't have gutters on them, and it just all,
Ditches around the house.
yeah, it runs a channel around the house, because it just falls right there and runs, and it don't really just spread out. So I don't know. I think it'd be interesting if you had time to look into it, if you don't mind.
The other one that would have the information would be Howard County Surveyor. Because they do that.
Yep.
They assess according to the type of ground and how much it absorbs. And that, you start dissecting it more, if you're.
or I don't know if Kokomo's got solar over there or not yet.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
So anyway, I told him I'd bring those up and go on.
Well, we still got the flame. In fact, I asked after the meeting, we approved solar, who's gonna check that they're doing what we said to do?
Well, falls in my lap.
Yeah,
Falls in the surveyor.
I talked to him, he emailed me last week, I talked to him, he emailed me again Monday, and we have plans Friday to meet out there and walk the location and start mapping out the tile and the avenues.
Hey, just make sure they give you pictures, Raymond.
Pictures, okay.
Because they said they
Yeah.
would.
Uh-huh.
That covers us.
yeah.
Okay.
But somebody's gotta check them out.
Right,
I've made-
exactly, but when we get the pictures too, Raymond can go out there and say, oh,
Yeah.
see, that don't look right.
Yeah, I mean, I've got areas.
They'll do that,
identified,
trust me.
So I think I can relieve Jeff with what I find out and look into as far as the rate. Long Branch has no assessment role or has no maintenance fund because there's no assessment or no maintenance fund. They're not being assessed.
Who'd you say that is? Long Branch?
Long Branch, that whole area needs to go to a public hearing and put on maintenance.
So are you saying the Heinleich's not even on?
No, there's no
Really?
money to spend on it.
So where's all that money come from then? General fund?
What money?
Well, if the Heimlich needs work or Long Branch, I mean, I'm asking that for education, just out
If
there.
it needed something done on it, it would have to be paid out of the general fund and it would have to
Or
go
the
to a public
landowner.
hearing and have a
Yeah.
fund established so it could be reimbursed back to the
Yeah,
general fund.
we just need to do, like you said, we need a hearing,
Just
just,
do a hearing on Long Branch.
just on the Long Branch and get it moving, you know what I'm
There's
saying?
a lot of businesses and hard surface out there that should be able to generate plenty of money to take care of that ditch. It's not that big of a ditch. It's just been neglected, and when it was reconstructed last time, they didn't want a maintenance fund, so they didn't put maintenance on it.
You got that one down for a public hearing?
If it's ready, you can set a date.
Oh, it's not ready.
Okay,
No.
no,
It's going to, every one of these that we do
Well, yes,
takes
we-
us weeks.
I know, cause you gotta,
We still need to try and
Research
try to
them
get
and-
Lomax
Yeah.
in this year too.
Well, Gas City's
Low
buying
max
all
for what?
I'm sorry?
around there in Long
Lomax
Branch.
for what purpose?
The hard surface area, the commercial.
Okay, the commercial's not a problem, the hard surface is in here, we have to measure every lot then, but it's
Yeah.
done.
How does that work? Do we do just per commercial?
you
So
do
we
the, well,
the-
I don't know how they do, but the way they charge me in Marion is, they actually charge me for the size of the lot, and then I get charged for the size of the buildings, the runoff on the building too.
See if we just did.
Even though it runs off on the same
commercial side,
ground.
He's not gonna go out there and measure.
If
We're
people,
gonna have to measure on
if,
somehow.
Well, you could probably GPS it and look down, and it'll give you measurements of, you know what I'm saying?
I would
Why
approach
wouldn't
it
the
like,
assessor have that?
just approach it like the home site.
Yeah,
If it's a home site lot, it doesn't matter if it's a quarter an acre or if it's
Yeah, but
3/4 of an
measure
acre.
Well, the
It's a home
assessor-
site's rate.
right, but the assessor should have all that, because they assess everybody.
Yeah, but we don't need to break it down that far. I mean, if it's a home site, it's a home site rate.
Right.
If it's a commercial
So
lot,
like,
it gets a
so like-
commercial lot.
what's it called, University Plaza, where
Yeah.
Meyer is?
Yeah.
That would all be one giant lot.
Yes, one
One
giant lot,
assessment.
but then each building would have to pay separate,
I see where Richard's going, they got a lot more area than one
see what I'm saying?
charge.
Because that's why they did it the way they,
But,
It would be
but,
per acre, it would be per acre, Richard. It'd be a
Okay,
Commercial lot
okay.
per acre.
yeah,
If they
yeah,
had 5
yeah,
acres of
okay.
parking lot, they would have 5 acres of commercial.
yes, but
So
then
they-
you also charge it for the building,
Yes.
just like they do us.
Well, you just measure it in with the parking lot.
Right, you
Yeah,
see what I'm
to just-
saying? I mean, it's like crazy, $300 a month, just,
We're gonna have to have a rate for a hard
You know, so he-
surface.
these guys don't pay nothing.
The commercial.
Yeah, the lady that told me it didn't rain on her house because of $5 a year
Yeah,
tax. Okay.
okay, so,
A lot of things need work on in the future.
I'm meeting with them
Get 'em
out on Heimlich Friday to start mapping it.
Heimlich Friday, he's meeting with them Friday at Heimlich.
Okay, thanks for doing that, appreciate it.
Yep.
And you'll contact Jeff?
Eventually.
Okay.
Hey, now we gotta talk about some past work orders, because guys, we're getting a lot of them. That work should be done and it's not done, you know what I mean? And if we keep giving more work, they just keep
How
giving,
ditches work, isn't it?
well, not when it's only a couple $1,000s, you think you can knock that job out quick and knock all them little ones out. You know what I mean?
You want me to just go down wrong?
Well, no, just, you know what I'm saying, Raymond, because if we have this money already, you know, we know, it ain't took out, but what if somebody comes and they need money on that ditch, and then we say, oh yeah, we got something in there, but then this is not done. I mean, I think we need a timeline on how long it takes these guys to do these. Something I looked at was just, it's little money, it ain't the big ones.
No, it's just, it's type of work and whether it's kind of a fill in the hole spot for the contractors. They don't have to be done, but they should be done. The Swartz is a labor intensive job. It's going to be cutting dead trees and chaining dead trees out. A good contractor, John Perry, has the 2 eager young guys that are willing to do it. The fund's not going to get any higher because it's reached its potential. It has shut off. It's another one that needs to go to a public hearing. Upland's not being charged for the Swartz ditch. There should be a lot more money available in that than what there is.
Well, I'm just afraid, you know what I'm saying? I understand these gotta go higher, but I'm saying, seems like we need to clean this up, cause we keep giving more and more.
I talked to Andy this morning, and the Swartz, Maddox, and Lake Galatia, them first 3, we discussed them, and they are progressing. The Lake Galatia, me and Nathan removed the debris and removed the urgency to do it, but Andy knows the landowner, knows how to get in there, was in there before. They're in the works and they plan on getting them done. They just haven't got them done yet. And wintertime, December and January, generally excavation comes to a halt.
Have all these ditches got money in to do with these repairs that, do we know, is there money in there to do all those ditches?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all these repaired, but that's what I'm saying. If we don't get these cleared up, we keep giving more, then you're gonna get over here, and this money's not counting. Somebody needs something big, and you take something big out of here, and then you know what I'm
Then you're
saying?
short.
Then you're short. I'm saying, there should be like a time, a year and a half, a year, whatever, to do these little jobs. I understand about the big ones, you know what I'm saying?
What would happen if we just went back to these guys, hey, we gotta have this stuff done in 60 days. So we can get this job done, move on and clean this list up.
This time of year, 60 days, who knows? I mean, you could get rain next week and be not able to get in the field for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's hard to get a time limit, because if you can't get in to do it, you can't get in to fix a tile, you can't get in to fix it,
Are we gonna have to, when we award them, give them a time limit,
That's what I'm saying. I think we need a time limit, like,
like a year
A year.
or 6 months or?
you know what I'm
I would
saying?
like the year. 6 months is questionable.
Right, because of the
Growing
weather, if you
season.
give them a year, that would give them, to me, that would be being fair to them. And if they couldn't get it done, then we'd have to bring it back and rebid it to give it to somebody else.
Well,
Mike's got a comment.
Mike wants to comment.
Yes, sir.
He's comment.
He's a farmer, so.
Well, I mean, this is more just kind of a basic comment to answer to what you're talking about, that we've approved these jobs, and if they don't get done, we haven't paid them, and somebody comes looking for money. That's just an accounting thing. When you approve the job and you know what the cost is going to be, just put that down there. The money doesn't come out of the account, but you just put it in the accounting record
Yeah, but you still.
that this money is due to go out.
Still gotta have accountability as far as getting the job done.
That I agree with, but one of your points was, well, somebody could come along and take a bunch of money.
I mean, we could have something worse out where, you'd have to have all this money.
I understand that,
And you
but
don't count the money in government anyway, you don't count it till you spend
Until
it.
it's spent.
That's unfortunate, but that's how they.
right, but that's just, just having a record on your balance sheet that we've got these things going out.
Well, right, but like I say, you still gotta have some kind of, we need to get them done in a timely manner too, because taxpayers' money.
Totally separate issue. Completely agree, but would absolutely reiterate the idea that if the weather turns on you, you can't
Right.
get it done.
Right.
And what you said on the accounting, I don't think we can have any control over that.
Maybe not,
Because
but,
we don't pay the bills. We pay the bills, but somebody else physically writes the check.
right, but don't you have, I mean,
we have a account. We have a balance sheet. There we go. We have a balance sheet of what's in each account, but we don't have
What these jobs are
Right. I have an idea of what's going on as far as how many different jobs and what funds they come out of, which we try to monitor pretty close to make
Right.
sure that there's money. There's Luger Creek comes to mind. Me and Richard talked about this earlier today. It's Luger Creek and tributaries.
Yes.
It's always going to be spending money out of it. I mean, we've got 3 or 4 other jobs on Luger Creek right now that's got money spoken for. And you gotta, okay, this much of this, is there still any more left? Like you was saying, if we have a washout or if we have a log jam wash up against
Yes.
the road and we got water going across the road.
Absolutely, but it just seemed, I just wanted clarification, and maybe this is because I'm not in government, so I don't understand why things can't be simple. If I know that
Because we are in government. They can't
sometimes
do
in the
that.
next 2 months, I'm
I've
going to
been a-
write this check, and
I've
I
been
know
a
the amount
contractor
for it.
40 years, and I wouldn't think that it would take me a year to do jobs.
It shouldn't.
Probably not.
And like I said, we at least need to set a limit of a year. That gives them the weather and all that. And if they can't get it done, then we have to bid it back out and give it to somebody
Well,
else.
they can come before the board and ask for an extension.
Yes,
And it's gonna have to go out in the bid.
right.
Most of these were not bid.
1 year.
They were under the $4,000.
Right.
So they're a chosen contractor, for lack of a better word.
Right.
But certain contractors are better for certain jobs. I don't want to
I
send
agree.
somebody that only has equipment to go do something
Yeah.
that takes a laborer.
Right.
So,
But it definitely needs to be in any that we send out for bids. It needs to be in there, needs to be done within
deadline.
365 days.
Well, and we could also, we could do this too for these.
Yeah,
Because we can just say,
Limit on 'em.
yeah, no, just 1 year for these guys too, even though you gave them it was under the 4,000. That way everybody knows.
Tell them if they don't get it in the year, get another contractor.
Right, then you will have to bid it back out and get somebody else to do it so we can get it done.
Yeah.
Because we can do everything, if we ain't getting nothing done, we ain't solving nothing. I mean, we're spending
Yeah.
money, but we ain't getting it done.
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go. What else we got to discuss on this?
State board accounts, don't pay in
Yeah.
advance.
I think it would be nice to have a list every month, because I think you would get tired of seeing the top one on there every month. And just be nice to know what jobs are out there, if that's not too much trouble.
As far as what's in the works.
Yeah.
Well, no, he fills out, we got a sheet he fills out.
You've seen this, haven't you?
If he does that, I can convert it to this.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sheet he converted to that.
yeah, it's nice to see what's going on.
So, but we're all in agreement, we ought to just start making them 1 year for everything. Do we need a vote on that? We just make it 1 year when we start
No.
writing them out, I take them out, Mary starts sending them out.
We just need to remember to put it in,
Mary, do we need a vote?
I can.
no,
Okay.
we just need to remember to put it in
Yeah.
motion.
And even
We
your,
restate
your guys that, that you have to get the 4,000, you know what I'm saying? You can say, hey, guys, now you gotta make sure you get that done in a year. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying, Raymond?
Roll them
Because
over.
we got it,
Roll them over, keep them going.
yeah, and we gotta mow them
There'll
down.
be replacements. Well, but in the same respect, we send out how many letters for quotes for jobs and we get a couple
Yeah.
bids.
Oh, you're exactly right.
So, I mean, these are contractors that I'm picking because I trust them. They're gonna be
Yeah.
honest where
Right.
I can be.
And they'll get it done.
And they'll get along with the property owners and not cause problems.
Yeah.
That's another problem.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to, we will close the regular session of the Drainage Board and open to the public for a public hearing for Bellevue Tile. Is there anyone here to speak on the Bellevue tile? Don't see anybody.
Any objections?
The current,
What are you here for? What topic?
My husband and I have north half of lot 5, Bellevue District, and south half.
For Bellevue,
Yeah,
do you mind coming up here
I
and
really, no,
then we'll just need
I
your,
have nothing to say.
Oh,
I
okay.
really don't.
you just here to listen.
I'm here to listen.
Okay,
Just one thing real quick.
Sure.
The name is Jean Nichols, 917 West Sixth Street in Jonesboro. I really have nothing to offer, just, we appreciate the drain. We're retired people, disabled veteran. We're watching our pennies, so we appreciate the tile, we appreciate the drain. Just try to keep it as decent price for us as you can. That's all.
Yeah, ma'am, what we're doing, we have to collect this because we asked Jonesboro to actually put in a set of couple manholes so that we could maintain it, but they never did get back to us. So
Don't
this is
give
the
up.
reason we gotta do this to
Don't give up.
kind of help maintain that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Any of you guys got anything?
I had a couple phone calls and they were in favor of it.
there was one written objection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the fund in the red now, or has it got some money in it?
It's in the red now, but it'll come out of the red with this year's collection.
And this will, whatever we approve here, won't come,
This one Bragg worked on.
Yes.
won't come out, won't from new.
Collect
rate
until next year.
Next year, that's 2027.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll read the rates. The current rate is $5 per acre, $25 per home site, $5 per parcel. The minimum is $5 and it's a 4-year collection. It only takes in $1,275.90. The proposed rate is $10 per acre, $150 per home site, $100 per parcel, $450 for commercial, $10 for minimum, 8-year collection, and that'll bring it into $7,571. So that will have money to maintain it.
Is Jonesboro gonna do what the request is due or not?
Well,
Is that gonna come out of this new figure?
Well, it'll probably come out of this new figure if we can't get them set there with manholes, because that's the whole problem. We need them set a couple manholes so it'd be easier for them to jet it. And actually they should, but we never got nothing back from them.
Kind of what the maintenance fund's for though,
Right.
is to put the manholes in there.
Yeah, because Jonesboro don't have any money from this ditch, right?
No, they just get billed on it. They don't get any money from the ditch. They just have to pay towards the ditch. But you should be able to put in a few access points on them, not too godly expensive, I wouldn't think.
Depending on how deep it is.
But
You gotta stone it, you gotta.
not cheap, but they need to pull in more than $1,200 a year.
Oh, yes.
No question there.
Right. And like I say, once you get, after we get this collection, we see, or maybe even,
Have something to work with, eh?
well, we might even see if Dave at the highway department, if he's got some old manholes, cause he, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Cause I've actually got manholes off him to do,
Town work.
county.
Okay. Oh, they're
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Rob or Stobie
Yeah.
or whatever. Okay.
So I just need a motion, right? Because the public hearing, nobody else got anything to say, we just need a motion, Mayor.
I move that we go with the new published rates for the Bellevue tile.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
You can put them all down in the minutes if you want, Mary. I just didn't want to read them all.
Oh, no, you're fine, I will. I don't blame you.
All right, I just need you wanna adjourn?
Did we vote?
Oh, yeah, we all voted.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I think Cindy wants to stay over there.
I know people that get these new shells.
Yeah.
Call me when you get time.
Call him when you get time. Okay, he'll call you.
Their surface water.
If a guy
By
has a
law, you
home site
can't impede
and he has a commercial building all of a sudden.
Correct, yeah, that's what I understand.
Also,
So,
he's got a.
hopefully
they
they're-
really.
How will they do that? 'Cause will they put a big cover on that thing?
Well, you gotta look at it, they never paid for